A few years back, I found myself in a comfortable routine. I had a stable job, a cozy apartment, and a predictable social life. But one Saturday night, as I scrolled through social media, I realized I was more of an observer in my own life. I was living in a comfort zone. It felt safe, predictable even. Each day had its routine, but when I looked at friends who were taking risks, traveling, starting businesses, or picking up new hobbies, I felt a mix of jealousy and fear. My comfort zone was my safe space, but I started to see how each day spent there meant missing out on opportunities. I began to wonder how many of us think we're secure when we're just avoiding the discomfort of growth. It's easy to believe that comfort is the best choice. Yet what if our comfort zones are where dreams go to die? But this realization begged the question, why are we drawn to comfort zones in the first place? Comfort feels good, but it can also mean stagnation. Research shows that around 70% of employees feel disengaged at work, hinting that comfort zones can keep us from thriving. Think back to the last time you faced a genuine challenge. My moment came during a corporate training session meant to shake us out of our comfort zones. Initially, I was resistant. Role-playing new scenarios felt daunting. But once I pushed through, I learned skills that not only transformed my work, but also how I approach challenges. That experience led me to seek out more responsibilities, initiate conversations in meetings, and support colleagues hesitant to step outside their comfort zones. It was a wake-up call. Comfort may shield us, but it can also cage us, leading to missed growth. By dodging challenges, we risk failure in the long run as we drift away from our ambitions. So, if comfort zones are traps, what does that reveal about our journey towards success? Success isn't a straight path. It's often a winding road filled with hurdles. After listening to a successful entrepreneur share his failures, I gained a new perspective. He shared how each of his first 5 startups failed, yet each taught him invaluable lessons. Instead of retreating to his comfort zone, he viewed these failures as stepping stones, each one pushing him to take greater risks. It was a stark contrast to my own fears. I often held back, convinced that any setback meant failure. Yet each time I took a small step outside my boundaries, I discovered not just new skills, but also newfound confidence. For instance, joining a public speaking group was terrifying, but each session helped me grow more comfortable with vulnerability and ultimately empowered me to share my ideas more openly. If I had remained in my comfort zone, I'd have missed that opportunity for growth. This understanding of discomfort as a growth catalyst leads us to a key insight about failure. When you realize that your fear of failure is holding you back, it can be eye-opening. I had such a moment when I was invited to an improv class. Initially, I hesitated. What if I embarrass myself? Was my first thought. But once I took the plunge, everything shifted. I stumbled through exercises, laughed at my mistakes, and discovered a side of myself that thrived in spontaneity. I learned that failure isn't the end, it's often the beginning. Failure can be the best teacher. A friend of mine, paralyzed by criticism, finally started a blog after years of hesitation. The mixed reviews she received only served to improve her writing and confidence. Each time she stepped out of her comfort zone, she grew not only as a writer, but as a person. Understanding that failure can spark growth prompts the question, how do we create more opportunities for growth? Stepping outside your comfort zone doesn't need to be daunting. Even small changes can lead to growth. For me, waking up an hour earlier became a game changer. Initially, adjusting my sleep felt uncomfortable, but soon I found that devoted hour to my passion project made me feel more energized. Setting achievable goals was key. Instead of writing an entire chapter every day, I aimed for just 300 words. That small shift made a big difference. Another instance was when I took a different route to work one day, leading me to a new favorite coffee shop. Each small challenge reinforced the idea that significant growth often stems from stepping out of our comfort zones incrementally. So, what's the main takeaway? How can we apply these insights meaningfully in our lives? Awareness is the first step in stepping out of your comfort zone. Start by pinpointing where you avoid discomfort. Make a list of these areas, whether in your career, relationships, or self-improvement. If you feel stuck in a job, aim to learn a new skill or seek new responsibilities. If social situations give you anxiety, challenge yourself to speak to someone new each week. These manageable steps can dramatically alter your perspective on discomfort. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Celebrate every little victory, as each reinforces your ability to embrace challenges. Keeping a journal of your experiences can help you track your growth and remind you that often triumph can emerge from discomfort. Ultimately, stepping outside our comfort zones reshapes how we perceive failure and success. Reflecting back to my night on the couch, I realize I was in a comfortable rut, feeling safe yet unfulfilled. Now, I see that comfort zones can indeed be the safest places to fail. They lull us into complacency, robbing us of the richness of life experiences. True growth happens in discomfort. Each step we take beyond our familiar surroundings can change the course of our lives. Understanding that failure is part of the journey and often leads to critical insights is vital. When you're tempted to retreat to comfort, pause and ask yourself, what could I gain if I step forward? Embracing uncertainty can be daunting, but it's where the most fulfilling experiences often lie. Challenge yourself to redefine discomfort as the catalyst for your growth. As you navigate the space outside your comfort zone, remember, not trying at all is the only real failure.